Hey guys, welcome to Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews, and I'm Boise, and let's get on with our SmackDown Live review. So we kicked off the show exactly like we kicked off Raw, with the general manager, this time Paige, coming out and pretty much stating we're having qualification matches for the Money in the Bank match for both men and women's cases. And we're going to start straight away. For me, this was pretty much copy and paste of what we got pretty much with Kurt Angle. Apart from no one came out to interrupt Paige, so it was kind of quicker, much more flowing, and I felt it worked a little bit better. She just pretty much got the match straight away, and yeah, I think it kind of worked. It's an opening segment. We're used to it now on SmackDown and Raw, so I'm not going to give it much praise because it wasn't anything special. So it's going to get a 5 out of 10, just a typical start to the show. Oh my God, straight away the first match for qualification for the Money in the Bank match was Jeff Hardy, United States Champion, taking on The Miz. And what a match we got. It was absolutely brilliant from start to finish. It was just awesome. No pun intended right there. It was absolutely awesome. I don't know what The Miz has been doing recently in his training and stuff, but he's just notched it up another level. I thought his Seth Rollins match was fantastic at Backlash. I thought it was the best match at Backlash. And then coming straight out from that, taking on Jeff Hardy, and just catapults him to another level. It really does. If The Miz doesn't win the WWE title anytime soon, it's an absolute crime. Jeff and him had a fantastic match. For me, it's the best match of the night. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 straight away. If The Miz won, it looked like Jeff was going to win it with a swanton, but no. The Miz uses momentum to turn Jeff. Great victory, great match, absolutely mind-blowing, just fantastic. We literally had no time to hold our breath because we had another qualification match, and this was Charlotte Flair taking on Peyton Royce from the Iconics for their... And to be honest, I am going to give this match a lot of praise. We're so used to Charlotte winning, and I forget how good Charlotte is on selling, and her selling was very, very impressive in this match. She legitimately looked hurt from the match, and she did focus on her leg, which was the injured point from her Backlash match against Carmella. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay were really effective. They did cheat a little bit to try and get the win. Charlotte did get the win with a figure 8 lock, and you know what, I gotta give Peyton Royce and Billie Kay a lot of credit. Their in-ring skill for Peyton Royce, for me personally, really impressed me in this match, and I think it helped with Charlotte. It was a good match. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. If it had a bit more time, maybe, and give it a few more months, I think Peyton Royce could be a really great competitor in the Women's SmackDown division. I think that. Next up, we had Cesaro taking on Xavier Wood. Now, this was Xavier's next match against the second part of a bar, and this all started backstage because Cesaro said to Sheamus, I think I could have beaten Xavier Woods in that, after Sheamus lost. Opened up the suitcases, found pancakes. Sheamus' reaction to finding pancakes in his bag was brilliant. I hate pancakes! Which was brilliant. And the match itself was really put well. Again, a really good match from Xavier Wood. Cesaro, I'm not surprised, he's one of my favourite in-ring competitors. So it was a decent match from both men. And it was the right decision this time. Cesaro did get the win, so that was right. That was the right decision. The Bar should have got a win straight away on their first match on SmackDown Live. But no. A week later, finally got it, and I'm happy with that. Again, nothing too special. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10, but it definitely continues the rivalry between the Bar and the New Day, which I do like. I think it will work perfectly now. So, yeah, no complaints here. It's definitely doing what it needs to do for this type of match. Next up, we probably got the worst match of the night. But the result was right, but the match itself was awful, and it was Mandy Rose taking on Becky Lynch. Now this wasn't a qualification match, this was just a straight on singles bout, and for me it was interesting because that's before the match started. Sonya Deville got told by Paige she's not allowed out there with Mandy Rose, she has to do this by herself, which annoyed them because obviously they used to be part of Absolution, all 3 members, and now it looks like we could see quite an angry turn towards Paige on that one. But yeah, Mandy Rose, it's hard to say, it's really difficult to say, because for me the match itself was poor, it was very poor, but you just don't know who to. Is it Mandy's inexperience, or is it that Becky Lynch, it was just poor booking decision, and like they didn't have enough time to actually put on a good match? I think it was a bit of both. I think Mandy Rose is inexperienced yet. Pretty much being a singles competitor on the main roster, she hasn't done that. She's had singles matches, but she's also had Absolution outside to, you know, help her win in some ways. And the match itself was very quick. I think it was like 3-4 minute match. And again, it's I don't know if it's poor booking decisions or what, but Becky Lynch losing, it makes sense that Mandy would get a win on her debut on SmackDown Live, but it really destroys Becky Lynch. Again, she's probably she would be the second biggest babyface in the roster now, but that's gone to Asuka. She's now demoted down to the 3rd biggest babyface. They need to do something. If this leads to a heel turn from Becky Lynch, I wouldn't be too angry with that, but we'll have to wait and see. Our main event of the night was a qualification match, and it was Daniel Bryan versus Rusev. And what a match! What an absolute match from both competitors. I've got to give them all the credit. If we didn't have an absolutely killer match from The Miz and Jeff Hardy, I would say this was the match of the night, but it just fell short slightly. But a decent match, and the crowd was brilliant. The crowd was absolutely brilliant. Half of them were chanting yes, half of them were chanting Rusev Day. It just built up this match even better. And you know what? Rusev didn't cheat to win. It's the nice kind of, he may be heel, but it looks like he's on the cusp of turning face so soon. And Daniel Bryan, you know, yes, it's a shame that he didn't win, and I would love to see D-Bry performing in a Money in the Bank match, because I think he could just absolutely steal it. But it's interesting. I was worried that they were going to get Big Cass to get involved. I'm glad they kept that out and allowed both men to have a hard-hitting match. It looked so hard-hitting, and every time Daniel Bryan, he was selling the ribs brilliantly. Rusev sold the wrist injury. The both men were just absolutely fantastic. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Absolutely awesome match from both men. Just slightly, you know, some bits and bats were, for me, not as good, but I really enjoyed it, and I think it was a good main event, and I'm glad they kept Big Cass out. So yeah, not too bad for a main event. And there you go, guys, that was SmackDown Live for this week. What do I think? I think it was a strong episode. I think it was definitely, it wasn't as good as it, you know, previous episodes have been, but I think 2 very strong matches between The Miz and Jeff Hardy, and Daniel Bryan and Rusev really upped the show. But yeah, I think it was a decent show, and I think altogether it was a 6 out of 10. I think it was definitely worth that level. It was above average show, which was good. What did you guys think? Did you think it was a good show, a bad show? What did you guys think? Put it in the comments below. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Boise88, and you can follow the channel itself on Twitter as well at Smack Talk YouTube. That's YouTube. And I will see you guys next time on Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews.